Steve, new season started. This weekend you've got Scott Fitzgerald out down in Birmingham on the undercard of Amir Khan against Vargas.
Yeah, we've had a good long break. I've not done a show for 10 weeks and a couple of holidays, feel refreshed, but need to be, you know, everything that's going on in this boxing at the moment. But yeah, kicks off Saturday. Scott Fitzgerald in his first title. We're just waiting to find out which one that's going to be. But hopefully it's going to be the start for Scott moving on. There's big talks about him and Fowler, which just need the I's and T's dotted, and then that's going to happen before the end of the year, subject to Scott winning on Saturday, and he's got a tough fight. So, you know, Craig Morris be coming to win, but I think Scott will have too much for him, and him and Fowler hopefully can be done by the end of the year.
What do you think about Amir Khan against Vargas? Because that's top of the bill, obviously.
Well, obviously he got the 1 round stoppage last time. I think Vargas will be a little bit tougher than the last guy, but he's not in the class of Khan, so I'd expect Khan maybe to swarm him, maybe not put him over, but the ref stop it around 3 or 4. And
then the weekend afterwards, we've got our first show of the new season, back at Victoria Warehouse, and you've got a cracking card. I think, was it about 10 or 12 fights on?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've been not doing shows for 10 weeks. Everybody's on my case about fighting, and I've had to probably load it more than we would normally do. We want to get down to maximum 10 fights this year, but I think we've peaked up to 12 on this one. But got a lot of good kids, a lot of kids who are actually contracted, but the TV promoters just can't get them the dates. So, you know, when you've got a good kid, you can't let them go stale. So we're having to swallow it and put them on the shows. But top of the bill, Mark Leach in an English eliminator against Louis Norman. That'll be a cracking fight. And then underneath that, obviously.
Well, 1 second, if you just talk about Mark Leach, not a lot of people know about Mark Leach, but a highly talented amateur, wasn't he? Won everything as a schoolboy, and in his first year as a ABA elite, boxing in the ABA elites, he got to the final and was only beat because he got cut in the first round.
Right, well,
against Lucian Reed as well.
Too sure about that one, but yeah, he was a good amateur, and physically it took him a lot of time to mature into being a good pro. But you know, he's in a good gym, he's training with likes of Carl Frampton, and I believe sparring with him as well, so that brought him on. And you know, he's at the stage now where we've got to take the baby arms off him, and this is the first one. I expect him to come through this, and then obviously pushing on is not the English. We know we jump up for the British, and he can do Superfly as well. So there'll be opportunities. So Mark's got to win this, look well doing it, and then move on again.
And then on the undercard, let's say all quality lads. You've got Kane Gardner on there, haven't you?
Yeah, got Kane Gardner on. Who's same weight as Danny Wright. Both of them are tough to match. You know, he's fighting Ricky Rose, who's like, I think, an ex-ABA champion, and we've had to bring a foreigner in and a quality foreigner in for Danny Wright. So there's 2 fights. I think it might be a long night for everybody, but a good night.
Well, you got James Moorcroft on there. Nice to have Lyndon Arthur fighting on there.
Yeah, Lyndon's like Danny, who's hoping that we could have got him on one of the BT shows, but there's just nothing available. So he's in the gym all the time. He's a full-time professional, and he's got a fight. So Lyndon's on here, and we've been told he'll be on a BT show shortly afterwards.
Must be hard to match him though, because I think he's had 11 fights, 9 stoppages.
Difficult to match him, you know, and expensive as well, because when you see his KO ratio, even though the foreigners come over, they want extra money, because they obviously know it's going to be a tough night's work with London.
Like you were saying before, we've got Danny Wright. You've got a good opponent for him. You've got that Zoltan Zabo, the kid who fought Robbie Davis a little while ago.
Yeah, he got 9 rounds with Robbie Davis. He's beat Stephen Moore. I'd already come back and beat him. Matchroom actually got him for the Kakistan Superstar they just signed. They went the full distance with him only a few weeks ago, and just think it's a good marking stick for Danny. I'd like it to have been over 8, but you know, budget means it's over 6. But you know, it'd be a good learning fight for Danny.
Then we've got a couple of kids making their debut. We've got young Bradley Ree, a very exciting prospect. Doesn't fight the way he looks. He's a tall, gangly kid, but he likes to fight and he can.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of clips from when he was in the amateurs, and I know he's sparred a lot of top pros, so we're expecting good things off Bradley, and he's selling pure tickets. He's bouncing that every time I take him 50, he comes back for another 50 more. So yeah, he'll have a good following behind him there. And
then we've got the Britain's first diabetic boxer in Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, some achievement to actually get his licence. You know, he spent 3 years, the board were not for it, and he's employed a good solicitor, and you've got to say, you know, if he can put up with what he's put up with 3 years, he's going to dig in and dig it out in the pros as well.
Wasn't he going to fight on one of your shows? I think it was November in 2015.
Yeah, he hadn't told me he was a diabetic, because the amateurs don't worry about it, so he didn't see what the problem was, but it cropped up and they wouldn't give him a licence, and didn't want to be a licence, and to be honest, they've been like stubborn, and you know, there's been a lot of toing and throwing, and the protocol we've got to follow to get him in the rings pretty stern as well, but you know, the kid wants to fight, and fair play to him. He's stood his ground, and he's got the opportunity now, and no one deserves to be a successful professional boxer more than Mohammed on this one. Let's hope he does well.
Then we've got the Casey Connolly, the young lad from, I think, Wigan, who came from white collar boxing, and he's getting better with every fight.
Yeah, he's improved every fight, and he's training like a full-time pro now. So another kid who's deserves success for everything he's doing outside of the ring. Yeah.
And then we've got a couple of lads training out of Varney Farnells that have just signed with us. Jamie Mitchell, very good amateur. I think he's 1-0 as a pro now. And another lad called Jake James, who was I believe a bit of a phenomenal amateur. I didn't actually get a chance to see him too many times.
Jake's not on this show. Jake's on 1-0.
Yeah, sorry.
But Jamie's on it, and I've heard a lot of good things about him. I've never seen him in the amateurs. I've never seen his debut as a pro, but Arnie Farnell speaks very highly of him. Looking forward to seeing him. Yeah.
And then we've got the two kids who train out in the VIP gym, Andrew Fleming and Adam Ridge.
Yeah, it's going to be our last 4-rounders for these guys. You know, we've both got a couple of tough fights. You know, fights they should win, but they're tough learning fight, ready to move up into 6-rounders, and more than likely they'll be fighting some other VIP fighters when they move up to 6-rounders, because that way I've got a load of kids who are starting to progress and look for a test like those two will need after hopefully wins a week on Saturday.
If you feel they're up to it and they want to do it, is that something you're looking to do this year? Maybe put a couple more VIP fights together. You're doing in the show afterwards, aren't you?
We've talked about it for many years and trying to make it so it matters, but really and truthfully, forgetting about titles, it matters anyway, because you know, they've got to develop and they've got to learn, and why fight somebody who's not selling tickets? Get 2 ticket sellers together and find out who's the best fighter those two is. It doesn't mean the loser's got nowhere to go. You know, he can carry on as normal as long as he puts up a good performance, and if he does put a good performance, there'll be better fighters for it as well. So I'm very, very keen on sticking quite a lot of my lads together this year.
And like you say, most of your lads now have had the learning fights, haven't they? They're all in between, you know, 4 and 10 fights, a lot of them. So it's perfect time to match them, isn't it?
Yeah, and I've signed a lot of new kids as well, because you need to get the 4-rounders to make the shows work. So when they're moving up to 6, you know, fighting each other, it is a good thing. And what I'm finding now as well is the kids want to fight, and they're begging for tests, whereas before the trainers were maybe, oh, you need another this, you need another that. Well, over the period of time doesn't work for them, so when the time's right, we'll stick them together.
I'll tell you one kid we've not spoke about who's fighting on the show, Charlie Schofield.
Oh yeah, late edition Charlie. You know, I was hoping to wait for Charlie till about November and get him a title, but he's one of those kids who's never out of the gym, so phoned me up and said, look, just get me on it. He said, I'll sell the tickets, he said, and I'll still be ready for November. So Charlie's jumped on it. He's not a match yet, because he's only just been put on, but yeah, Charlie Schofield's, I think, the 12th man on this one, yeah.
But he's put himself in a great position now, isn't he? I think he's 14-0, ranked, I think, number 13 in the country. So, as you said, hopefully something big will come his way.
He knows himself that he's got to step up and have a test. Sometimes it's not that easy to match him when you get to that successful with numbers. It scares a few people, but you know, he's only young. He's done well coming down from cruiserweight to light heavy, so he'll get an opportunity very shortly. Yeah.
All right, Steve. Thanks a lot, mate.
Cheers.
See you.
Bye.